guys, I am here today to share with you from my Love of Homemade Kits kit. I hope that you can see everything. It feels a little dark on my desk, but it really is actually not too dark out today. So, last month I did a really big kit. I kind of wished that maybe I didn't do such a big kit, but that is okay. I find that if I don't add enough stuff, I get kind of bored with my kit, even though it's plenty of stuff to scrapbook with. I think it's just that sometimes when you put together a kit and the kit doesn't fit the layout that you want to make, it's hard to use the kit. So I'm finding that that is where my big problem is the telling of the certain stories with my kits. So I really want to this month try to be intentional about telling stories that kind of revolve around the kit. Now, so this kit is based on a picture. We decided to do it based on a picture. Now, we usually don't do this because it's kind of very Crafty Maven-ish, which is no problem at all. I love the idea of using a picture to help inspire a layout or a kit or something to that effect. I mean, we're visual people, so it's really fun. But, like I said, we are kind of trying to not stick with that, but we've been having a very hard time finding paper that we all have. So we're trying to come up with creative ways that we can base our kits around, that we all can have lots of fun and find lots of products. So the picture that we're using is a city picture. I will be inserting that picture for you, so you will see it in the video. And let's get started. Now, our kit this month is supposed to have a stripe, a word, geometric, a texture, a specialty paper. We're supposed to add some cardstock to it, a freebie, and then a Cityscape paper. For this Love of Homemade kits, I actually probably have a lot more like half pieces than I normally do, but I'm okay with that. And I also added, I'm going to be adding a couple of 6x6 pads instead of just picking like a 6x6 paper and adding it in and seeing how that works this time. So let's go get started and let's see what stuff I have in my kit. I think the one paper that I didn't quite get was, we have not a geometric, a texture paper, and I didn't really grab one that was super textured. But I have some papers that have some different styles and stuff, so I think it will be fine. And I have a whole lot of smaller sheets that I just kind of grabbed that I thought helped tell. Now, one thing that I tried to do was think about that picture of the city and travel and things, and get some things that I thought kind of matched that vibe. So I have some 3x4 and 4x6 journaling type things. Well, this isn't from it, but this is from the Saturday collection from Dear Lizzie. I also grabbed a couple of, and I may or may not add these in, but I got some of the cut aparts from the Chamel line, Go Now Go. This doesn't really go with the kit as much. Like maybe this and this one do, so I might just add these and then not put these. But I kind of like the idea about having like a card like this. I could probably work something like that in. So I'm going to keep it with my stuff and we'll see how that works. So let's go and do, so one of the things that we wanted, now, okay, so one thing I didn't add to my kit, but I will make sure that it's in there, is just plain cardstock. We decided to add some of that. I've been pretty good about, especially lately, making sure to just get rid of stuff that I know I'm not going to use. So, like, cardstock, I don't actually have that much plain cardstock in my stash, but I do have a few pieces, so I'm going to probably I'm just going to make sure that I take it out and use it, whether I'm using it to cut something out or using it as a background. We'll see how it works. Okay, we wanted to put a specialty paper in again because we've been doing that. And I decided to add this. It is an acetate. It's not even a full piece, which is fine, but it has some houses which kind of go along with that theme of city and travel, because these are like a in a town type thing. There are also some really fun and pretty cards that maybe I could incorporate into my stuff. We'll see. I don't use a lot of things like this, which is why I still have half of a sheet. But it's fun to try to incorporate some things that are a little bit different. Okay, so I guess I'm just going to go through and show you what papers I have. I have this paper from Pink Paisley, and it is a 1, and this one I've picked for this side. If I had to say anything, this is the most textured paper because underneath there's like, almost like there's texture. Like it's almost like you can see the cardstock underneath or something. But this one's really fun. And then there are also some cut-aparts, though I probably won't use the cut-aparts. I probably will just use it for this. But it really kind of matches the colors that I've picked. I also grabbed this from Pink Fresh Studio. It has some city stuff on it, so I really wanted to make sure I added this to my kit. I think it'll be just really fun. I probably will try to use the whole thing all together. I'm hoping that maybe this month I can get some pictures printed off that are from when we actually moved from the city, when we were in the city, when we were moving from Hawaii and into here to Washington. So we'll see, because that would be really fun to use some of those. I still haven't really scrapped that. I think it's kind of hard for me to scrap those big things because I like to do the everyday stuff. So, but I also added another Pink Fresh Studio to kind of help keep the tie in. And I picked this paper from Happy Things. I actually had this in my kit last time and I didn't use it, but I thought that it would really go well with some of the colors and themes that I was trying to put apart. And for whatever reason, it just kind of reminds me more of the city. The city is nice and fun and hip. And so I picked that one. It's just nice and fun. I am adding, we didn't have this in this time, but I am adding a floral, and I'm going to add this bloom. So I guess this is my freebie, if you want to count a freebie. And this is from Little Moments Ellie Studio. I really thought the colors kind of went with this, and this would just be a fun little floral, or if I really wanted to, I could use the stripe. But because that yellow kind of helps tie in another yellow, so it could end up making the pages a lot more brighter and not so fall-like. Okay, this also is a paper that I had last time, but I thought went really well, and this is Serendipity Odds and Ends, and it's just cameras, and the other side is just a plain grid. So like either one would work really, really well, but I just thought that it has that fun, like almost touristy feel without being really touristy or travel-y. Okay, so I decided to go with, so this is kind of like a stripe, I guess, and like this is very like geometric, or like a bold pattern. Like that's geometric. So I have a lot of papers that kind of hit all different points, and I think that's just what I'm gonna go with this time. I do like to pick a paper that actually is what it is, but yeah, so I decided to add this ledger paper. I've been really liking adding some kind of ledger or something that I could do and maybe have more space. This is an old paper. I want to say this is from Fancy Pants, but I'm not positive. It was from a paper pad. So, but it has some similar colors. So it's a little bit more vintagey, but it does go. So with some of it, I mean, okay, so this is the hard thing, is mixing like a creamy back with a white back. As you can see, most of these papers have more of a white feel, except for this one. This one kind of definitely goes with it. So if that bothers you, don't mix them. I don't mind in this kit. I probably wouldn't put this with this because it doesn't really go. So I wouldn't put these two together because I just don't think they would mix. But you could always use a paper like this with this, or even this with this could work. I mean, this would be a little bit more awkward, but like this and this would definitely work too. So it's just kind of if you feel comfortable with that kind of thing. I like to show how you could use something like an older paper to just kind of liven up your newer stuff, because I don't know about you guys, but I definitely have quite a bit of pads and packs of older papers that were given to me, and it would be nice to use some of the patterns that I enjoy. Obviously not every single one are ones that I think I would use, but the ones that I do, I want to try to incorporate into what I'm currently using. And a stash kit like this is definitely one way to get at. So another thing that we had on our list was picking a cityscape, and I seen this and I thought that this would be really nice and fun. It is sort of a cityscape, but it's more like a map type of background, but I thought that this would be really fun. I could somehow figure out how to use this. So I'm not sure what river this is, but this is in London because it says London Docks. So, but I don't think that really matters. Now I know that because we are doing more of a city theme, I did add some other papers that I thought would go with that. I picked this one from Dear Lizzie. So here's another Dear Lizzie, just kind of trying to tie in and adding some of the same types of products so that they feel like they match together. And I really think that this could go with all of this. I mean, it might not go so much with this because they're really busy, but this is a really fun city house paper that I think would be fun to incorporate. I also had this, and I thought it just was kind of fun. We'll see if I actually use it, but I thought that it could match with some of the different things that I have. And this is from Teresa Collins, and obviously I didn't have a full sheet, but half is just fine. And then I added some of this from Studio Calco. I thought the blue and stuff kind of matched. And then oh yeah, I forgot that I added some of these to just get a little bit different. So this is something that I'm doing a little bit different, is I'm just kind of adding some extra stuff that I think will go with it. I also put this in here more for like the Geometrica, and it has some of this. It's not going to go with everything, but this is a little bit more of it's not as white of a background as some of like the Pink Fresh Studio, but it helps tie stuff together. It's bold, and I really like this dot, so it's something that I could use all the pieces for. I also had this little tiny strips because they're part of a cut apart too from the Dear Lizzie Saturday, and it's like a subway map, and it says every city has a story, and so I definitely wanted to add this because it has colors and stuff that I'm already using. We wanted to have like a word print, and I decided to add this. Now this has more of a vintage feel, so it's not going to go probably with this. It could go with the cameras, I think. I don't think that's too far off. But I thought that this might be kind of fun. It just says all these different, like, boy words. But if you're in the city in traffic, you know that it's very noisy. So I kind of thought that it was fun. Maybe I'll do a layout without another layout without a photo, and talk about like the how traffic is in different cities that I've lived. So because that is something that is different for each place. I also decided to just go what the heck and add this from an old click kit that I had. It was the paper add-on, and this is from Photo Play, and it's from like a girl collection, but it just has a whole bunch of different like travel-y things, and this is pretty white, so I thought that that might be kind of fun to add in, or I could just use the stripe. That would work too. So So those are my more of my bigger sheets. It is a lot of paper. I know I'm not going to use it all, but it gives me lots of options when it comes to layering. And then I also thought that I may not need to, but I added the small sheet of that, but I may add some of the pink paisley. I have just a few sheets of the 6x6, and then I also pulled out the stitched collection. It has just some of the similar colors, and it has some papers that I thought, like this has some city stuff or whatever. I don't know. It has a different feel, so I thought that maybe if I needed to, I could have something else to just add. So like I said, I don't know if I'll even add those or not, but I have them. Now, because I also added have some of these on the signing case, but I also put these back in my kit. I've kind of had these in my kit for a while. They're from the Happy Place Fancy Pants, and they're just some cards. They're more white based, which is, I think, will look better with this kit. So I added those. I really do want to keep this kit a little bit not as crazy. So with that, I tried to not add away a large amounts of embellishments. But now, and one thing with your kits, if you guys want to play along or are making your own kit, don't be afraid to add something from your stash. I mean, the whole thing is, this is just to be fun. It's not to be like super strict and stick with it, but it is nice to be able to just have a kit have something, a group of papers and embellishments that you know kind of go along. So one thing that is in our kit this month is like an ephemera pack, and one of the things that we thought would be fun is to incorporate some vellum, because for a while these vellum type pieces were really popular. And so I have these from, I want to say that's Teresa Collins, and there might be some Heidi Swap in here too. This is from an old Scraptastic kit, so I just grabbed these and I'm going to add them. I don't know how well all of them will work, but there are some yellow pieces and stuff. I think the yellow might be a little too bold, but we'll see. I also added this little pack of Heidi Swap stuff that I don't know if there's any acetate in here, but it had some other pieces. And I'm trying to kind of use up some of the stuff that I had. So I don't know. It may work, it may not, but I figured I'd just add it. And I also added some pieces from that I die cut myself. And these are just, they say awesome. These are from a die that I have. This one says selfie. And then this one is just an ampersand. So it's just nice and fun. So I thought that maybe that would be kind of fun to incorporate those into my page. They're just kind of hip and fun. Okay. So for stickers, I put in this that has some sticker words from Jelly Bean Soup. I also am going to add the Dear Lizzie black and white stickers. I know I added these in one of my kits a few months ago, and I didn't really use them, which is fine because there's 2 sheets of each. But it just is, they're pretty generic, so I think it would be kind of fun to maybe add that. I think the black and white would kind of go well. One thing that we had on our list was tags, so I just grabbed some random tags that I have. So I have this pink one, I think that'll work. I have this vellum happy tag. I also have some of these clear acetate tags, and then I just had a couple of tags from my stash. So I'm just gonna add those to my kit. Let's see. And also for stickers, I'm adding this, and I'm gonna add this, and then I have some puffy stickers from Millie and Me. There's just some really fun bold colors. I'm not sure exactly how well they'll go with it, but I thought that I could try maybe to work them in. I also had some of these puffy stickers from the Memorandum collection, and they're gold, and that I thought they might be kind of fun to add. Also in with tags, I had these pink paisley fancy free tag type things. So I'm just going to add this to my kit. They're nice and fun colors. I think they'll go with the Dear Lizzie stuff. And then I'm going to add these in too. They're supposed to match the Pink Fresh Studio stuff, so I think that those will be fun. And for my alphas, I am going to have this Velvet Boulevard sheet for black. I think I'm also going to stick these in there because I have some of those teal colors. But then I also decided to add this from Pink Fresh Studio, and then I'm adding these blue ones. I don't have that many, but I think that that would be kind of fun. But then I thought that maybe I might want some big black ones, so I added these ones. I mean, really, thickers, I don't know if that really is a big thing to add. But, okay, one thing that we thought would be nice to add, because it's been a while, is some wood veneer. So I just grabbed these. It's just one pack. I think I'm just going to stick with those. I mean, I have a little cup of a few Jelly Bean Soup stuff. If I feel like I need to add something else, I can always add one of those. Yeah, and buttons was another one, and I have not used the buttons or any of this stuff on this Maggie Holmes Gather thing. So I think I'm going to add this to my kit, though I really been kind of holding off using a lot of this stuff so I could use it all together. But I really think that something like the XO or something would match, so we'll see. But I also added these little clips from the Carpe Diem Reset Girl collection, and they're really, really fun. They're more vintage looking, but I think that a couple of them could work without being overly bad. I'm going to add these acetates from Pink Fresh Studio. I finally found my other set, and I think I'm going to add these little things for something on my kit. So I think the colors will go really well with the colors and the papers. So, and then the last thing, I know we said we want to use stamps again, so I'll probably just go into my stash. I have, I don't have that many stamps, but I have a few that I think are more worthy for like layouts and stuff, like some of these from Pink Fresh Studio, so I'll probably just keep them around and try to remember to use some in my layouts. I'm also going to add the washi from the Reset Girl. So this is like a blue pattern, and then there's pluses, and then this cream and white dot. So this will help this will help tie in the vintage stuff from my kit together. And then we want to add some mist. I probably will just end up adding whatever mist I feel works. But I know I want to use some of my vibes that I have. I have some old mists that maybe I'll pull those out and add too. And then I think that's it for stuff that we were going to add. We definitely said like 3x3, like some journaling cards and stuff like that. So I added all that kind of stuff. Like again, I said, and this is still a pretty good size kit. It has quite a bit, but I tried to tone it down from last month because I feel like last month I had just way too much stuff. So I think some months you just feel like you want to have a big kit, and some months you want to have a small kit. So I hope you guys join along. I hope you guys are enjoying seeing what was in my kit, and I will talk to you guys later.